Football fans, welcome back to another episode of Lions Latest, the show where we gather around and talk about the greatest team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions. I'm your host, Bryan Hanes, and we have some previews to the first game of the season to talk about, so let's just jump straight to the video. Starting off, we are talking about game trends for this game one matchup against the Packers at Lambeau. So it's going to be a huge division rivalry, national audience, 4 o'clock game. And the Detroit and Green Bay are the two favorites to win the NFC North right now. So it's definitely going to be one of those important games that's going to set the tone for the rest of the season. Green Bay has one of the biggest big play passing attacks in the NFL last season, ranking fourth with 59 completions of 20 plus yards. Green Bay heads into 2025 with the potential to be even better now that they got guys like Matthew Golden from the draft, just more dudes, more people who are going to allow Jordan Love to get big pass completions going for big gains. But on the other hand, Detroit's defense allowed 62 completions of 20. Well, that's not good. 62 completions of 20 plus yards last year. But on the other hand, the secondary has been improved this year, and we've seen during training camp how much better they've been overall with new additions like DJ Reed, the return of Amik Robertson, guys like that. And they believe that while they keep things fine in the secondary, the pass rush should be able to get home very, very quickly with these two guys. We got Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport, which we're going to both have healthy going into week one. Super excited about that. On the flip side, though, Detroit's offense generated 62 completions of 20 plus yards in 2024, which was the third most. And Green Bay's defense allowed the second fewest 20 plus yard touchdown receptions at 4, and we're middle of the pack, allowing 48 completions for 20 plus yards. So it's really a mixed batch here with stats. I think it's going to really be a defensive game, in my opinion. This is going to be a battle of which defense can just play better and allow the fewest points. I mean, 2 stops in this game might be the difference maker for a defense. If they can generate just one more stop than the other team, this might come down to like that. That's how much of a defensive battle it might be. And Micah Parsons, who's already had 52.5 sacks through his first 4 seasons in the NFL, now plays for a team that already has a pretty good pass rush, recording 45 sacks last season, ranking 8th best in the NFL. Detroit finishes top 10 in the NFL, allowing quarterback Jared Goff to just be sacked 33 times. Last season, teams scored a touchdown or field goal on just 26.2% of drives in which they took a sack. They scored a touchdown on those drives just 8.2% of the time, not letting up on pass rush, especially while having both of our edge rushers healthy. So we don't let Jared Goff get sacked that much. That's because we have that super strong O-line up front, right? So if this basically the stats saying we keep not letting him get hit, and we'll have a good chance to just roll down the field and score more times than not. But at the other side, now that we have both of our pass rushers healthy, ready to go, fired up for week one, especially against the Packers, like we should be generating sacks. We should be generating turnovers. And the stat pretty much says if we can get that done and we can hit them more than they can hit us, we will have a better chance of walking away with a W in this game. The offenses in Detroit and Green Bay start with the run first and foremost, though both clubs have a combined 9-0 last season when they had 100 plus yard rushing in a game. Green Bay ranked 5th in average rushing yards per game at 146.8, and Detroit was right behind them at number 6, averaging 146.4, so just barely behind per game on the ground. Who can establish in the run more consistently and get their play action game going? I think that's going to be the real telltale sign here. Is Josh Jacobs just going to power through our defensive line? I don't think so, especially with who we've added and our linebackers being really good against the run. And then I think Jahmyr Gibbs is honestly just going to go crazy in this game. But I think about that every game, so who knows? But we know the play action gets going with Goff and good things start to happen. And then an important third down stat here is that Detroit swept the series against the Packers last season in large part because they were dominant on that third down stat, right? Green Bay outgained Detroit 411 yards to 261 in their first matchup in Green Bay of week 7, but were just 3 for 12 on third down, 1 for 4 in the red zone. And Detroit's defense was number 1 in the NFL on third down last year, allowing just 32.4% conversion percentage. Green Bay's offense converted 39.5% on the time of third down, tied with Pittsburgh for 15th in the league. So we're just better in those clutch moments. We're better in the third down moments where it matters the most. And I think that's what's honestly going to give us the edge here. Even if we take a sack, even if we don't get anything going passing wise, that third down stat is so important. It could get us out of so many ruts and just continue to let us march. I think that's going to be the big change here. And of course, last but not least, Goff over Love 100%. I don't know. A lot of analysts are saying, oh, Love's the truth. He's the promise. He's him. I mean, I haven't really seen it yet, but we have seen what Jared Goff can do when you put him in a position to win, and he's been going crazy. So I'm going to take Goff over Love, and with that, I'm going to say Detroit's got this one just based on trends last year and stats. It just looks like it's more in Detroit's hands, but we're just going to have to see which defense fights for it more. That's going to take us into our second topic of the day, where we are talking about Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell passing on Zadarius Smith officially. So here, this is what I've read. We got another nice little tease and a long line of teases on the subject of Smith's girlfriend. Detroit rapper Cash Doll wore a Lions Zadarius Smith jersey on stage for her latest performance, and I was getting hype. I was like, "Oh, this could be it." And then Zadarius Smith saying, "We both know where I want to be. Hopefully, I can get back in Detroit because the coaching staff and everybody in the front office was great. When I'm there, I feel like a leader and like I can influence the young guys, do great things. Hopefully, I can get back to where I want to be in Detroit." This all got me hype. The whole idea was that we were keeping a spot for him. But the Detroit Lions have appeared to officially moved on from the idea of a reunion with Zadarius Smith. During a Wednesday appearance on 97.1 The Ticket, Lions coach Dan Campbell discussed the team's approach to addressing edge rusher depth and explained why they didn't bring Smith back right away. He said, quote unquote, "We are good right now. We are pretty good here. We got Marcus Davenport. We got good depth. I like what we got in the interior too. We got a lot of flexibility and we're sitting pretty good right now. So we're ready to go." Both Campbell and Brad Holmes have praised Davenport and for a strong showing in camp, to be fair, and the team clearly believes that Hutch is their main playmaker, so the difference maker is going to be who can be beside him. Still, though, Davenport was limited to just 6 games over the past 2 seasons due to injuries. Questions linger about his long-term durability and the fact of whether or not he's going to even be here for the next meeting against the Packers. I'm not sure. Maybe this is just his year, guys. But it's really hard when you got a trend like that. It just seems like they are seriously good on Zadarius Smith right now. Holmes also struck in a different tone last week, saying communication with Smith has cooled down. And while he didn't rule anything out, he emphasized that the team's lone roster spot wasn't set aside for the veteran. Right now, the defensive end room is just Hayden Hutchinson, Marcus Davenport, Al-Qadim Muhammad, and Tyrus Wheat. So if Dan Campbell likes what he's been seeing out of those guys and he's saying the depth is where it needs to be, I will absolutely trust him. I'm not going to flip out that we don't have Zadarius Smith, but it is kind of shocking. It just seemed it was weirdly seeming to fall in place. Oops, sorry about that. In a sense where it was like, okay, we have this extra roster spot open. He's still a free agent. We could use the depth. It's all falling up. It all felt like it was going to be perfect, but apparently that just wasn't in the cards for our front office right now. And a lot of you guys are saying wait till week 4, wait around, and I think that's honestly going to have to be what we wait for. We're waiting. I think the front office is trying to see if Marcus Davenport can make it past week 3, and then they'll start thinking about it. But he's still an option, and I would hate to see him go somewhere else when I do still want him on my team. But let me know what you guys think about this one. Is it like a total blunder to let him go here, or is it fine? Do we like who we have? I mean, I like Al-Qadim Muhammad. Tyrus Sweet, I don't know a ton about, but I like our starters. I think Marcus Davenport's awesome when he's good, but we just need to keep him good. And if Dan Campbell thinks that we're all set there, I believe him. He knows his players better than I do. But let me know what you guys think. We're going to take it to our third topic of the day. Just some player health updates, not necessary injuries, but some updates on players' health that we have talked about. Starting off with Tesla. Coach Dan Campbell put the mysteries to bed. We didn't know where he was in practice yesterday, noting that Tesla has been dealing with an illness that he's already recovering from. He said, quote, he just had a little bug. Campbell told 97.1 The Ticket. I think he'll be all right here. He's coming into the building today. He's been in virtual meetings. I know he feels a lot better, but we'll see. And I still think there's enough wiggle room right now for when he could still play in that season opener for us Sunday. And his status for week 1 against the Green Bay Packers is really still up in the air. Obviously, it seems like things are trending in a positive direction. Most important of all, Tesla's absence is not injury related, so it's not like he's got something that's bothering him, something that's going to be a long-term disturbance this season. He just got sick. He got a cold. He got something like that. And that is huge for us, especially because we just traded away Patrick. If he'd suddenly got an injury and not allowing him to play, that would be a huge wrench in our path. It doesn't appear to be threatening anything beyond his status for this week, though. Dan Campbell also went to say we'll find a place for him to where we feel like we can use him. Campbell also said that certainly special teams we will see him playing too. So they got a plan for him. They have a plan for him. So we know he's going to see playing time. It's just a matter of staying good now. Receivers coach Scotty Montgomery said on Tuesday he just comes in and does his job. What we would like to see, what we would see is what we would take him in the meeting room and we to the walkthrough, to the individual drills, to the practice tape. When he failed in practice, he very rarely failed again in the same detail. So it seems like he's been doing great. Don't got to worry about him. All that good stuff. Parsons is very likely to play. Videos of him practicing have started to surface on Twitter. And while he's dealing with back issues, I don't see him missing this game, especially the game opener. And I also don't think the Packers would have traded for a guy like him and gave away 2 first-round picks if they didn't think he was going to be good to go. Just saying. I'm just going to touch on that real quick. And then finally, Nate Hobbs from Green Bay, the Packers' top defensive free agent signing this offseason, had surgery on his meniscus on August 2nd. And I was thinking, he may have time to come back. Green Bay, though, has stated that they were hopeful he would be back ready for week 1, but has not returned to practice so far. Before the surgery, Packers were undecided whether Hobbs would play outside cornerback, nickel, slot, only that Hobbs would play outside cornerback in 2 cornerback-based defensive looks. If Hobbs is out, Carrington Valentine would become the full-time outside cornerback for the team, and Javon Bullard would be the full-time slot defender. So, again, not wishing anyone the injury. Hopefully everyone comes back and is fine. But this basically means that there's a good chance they're missing a little bit of secondary depth, which could really help us out in the passing game going forward if he does not return to practice soon. So that's what I got there, guys. Let me know what you think about Parsons again. I'm actually about to read a couple of comments here. And you guys really do let me know what you think on here. And we're just going to go straight into viewer comments. Starting off with 375th Ranger says, who cares if Micah plays? We dealt with him in Dallas. We will deal with him in Green Bay. He is not our kryptonite, and Green Bay certainly isn't either. Detroit wins this one 34-27. I like the energy here, and you have a great point. When we have played Parsons, yeah, he's been a disturbance, but he hasn't necessarily stopped us from doing anything in a huge way. So, yeah, no, I'm totally with you. It's more of that anxiety now that he plays for your division rivalry, and you're like, oh, no, I just don't want. That's just someone else I got to worry about now on Sundays. But totally agree with what you're saying here. I think we'll have no problem throwing double teams on him, and hopefully this game against Green Bay should be in Detroit's favor. I like the score counter. If it's a shootout, it'll be more fun to watch. Thank you for your comment, Ranger. I appreciate it. Steves24 says, QB3, I think will be continuing following Brad Holmes' plan, build through the draft. If he sees a player he likes at QB, I won't be surprised if he gets him early or if he trades to grab a QB. Now with the Bears and Lions game, I think the Lions got that game. I know you said it's not a lot of information to go off the preseason stats, but that first and second quarter against the Chiefs didn't impress me at all. Lions W at home, no doubt. QB3, I think we will continue following. Oh, no, I already said that. No doubt. So, no doubt. I don't know why it copied twice. But, yeah, no, I totally agree with you here, Steves. We'll probably end up just waiting for the draft. I don't think there's going to be a trade of any sorts to grab somebody, unless it's a vet they like and just for a QB3. But I don't see us really trading up for a quarterback this upcoming season. I think the price has got to be right, and it just has to be the pick that just kind of works out. Like, he's the best possible pick to get there. Why not take a guy and you have the kind of pick you'd want to use on him? I think that's what it's going to fall down to until we start to see Goff at the end of his contract, and then I'm sure we'll start to look for somebody else. But that's not the case yet, so I don't really see it being a move-up situation. But, yeah, definitely could start to look for him now, like I said. And this Bears-Lions game, yeah, I'm not too impressed either. I think the Bears will have to really prove it, and I'm sure they'll be better than last year, but I don't see them being this powerhouse a lot of people are considering them to be. Thank you so much for your comment, Steves24. I appreciate it. And finally, Ron Hunt said, I had 4 L5 surgeries, 1 cage, 1 rod, 1 shim, 2 screws, 2 nuts, and bolts, and 4 fusions. I do not think a shot is going to take care of his pain, in all caps. This one made me laugh. It's a great point. I mean, hey, if you're a person perspective on this, I'm not going to say anything. I guess you know better than I do. but he's also a football player. Like I'm not sure what you did, but he's a football player. I mean, he's he chews nails for breakfast. I'm not sure what is going to happen with him. I'm sure it'll bother. I'm not saying it won't get rid of all of his pain. Like you obviously know better than I do, but I still have a feeling he's going to play and just play through it anyways because they are giving him a very big bag of money to go alongside with those playing time. But thank you so much, Ron Hunt. This one definitely made me giggle. I appreciate your comments, guys. All of them are great. Thank you so much. With that being said, we are out of time here today. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Lions Latest. If you made it to this point of the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and also tell me, what do you think about the Noah Smith? Blunder? Should we just go grab him? What would be the benefits too? What are the benefits of not doing it? Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you hit the bell so you never miss a video here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.